It's showtime, people. It's showtime. Good evening, everybody. We're back again. We didn't do a show last Friday because for obvious reasons. We didn't do a show. A lot of people were unavailable. But we're back again Monday, 8:45 p.m. Introducing the guys. We have Andy Babakuja.
Yeah, hello guys. Good evening and thanks for joining us today again. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you once more. Thank you, Slim, for being on the show today.
Thank you, Andy.
And Slim, how far now? What's happening? You guys, last time you were on the show, Man U was nowhere. Man U was nowhere. But now you guys are back. You guys are back. So, welcome to the show once again, Slim.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Olu, what's up with you, man?
Hello, guys.
What's up with you and Liverpool? Do you think club is out? Club out.
He will resign.
Everyone to his own. Yeah. Everybody to his own. All of us have collected now, so I don't see a reason why. But yeah, we are performing very, very badly at the moment. But yeah, it happens. We'll be all right.
Okay.
To be honest, let's just assume that club goes. Who are we going to employ? That's the question.
DieHard.
Zidane.
You have Ole.
I don't think Zizou can. I'm not saying Zizou is not a good coach, but I don't think he can coach a team like Liverpool.
Vieira.
Vieira is a good choice. Vieira is a good choice.
It's a good choice, but I don't think he can actually take us up another level.
You cannot go up on. It's very hard for you guys to go up on the level.
Very hard. We've already gone down like 2 or 3 levels. Can't we come back to the level we were before?
Oh, the level we were before? No, very can take you to the level you were before. Is that?
I don't think so, but yeah, there are so many things to talk about, anyways.
Yeah, but of course. First of all, let's go back to the weekend. I wanted the Madrid fans to come on this show today, but unfortunately we couldn't get one. I don't know whether you guys have been watching La Liga. Serie, Real Madrid have 100% record, and they look unstoppable at the moment. Benzema is injured, but man, Modric is 37. My Lord, we talk about Ronaldo and all these guys, but Modric is 37. That guy is still
bossing the game.
I see he feels like he's 21. You know, he's
bossing the game.
He's fantastic, and Vinicius, another level.
Be scared of Brazil in the World Cup, man. Be very scared.
Brazil actually look awesome. So Slim, I don't and Andy as well. Have you guys watched the La Liga games? What do you think of Real Madrid this season? Do you think they can actually go far and then even do better than they did last season?
Yeah, well, okay, go on, Slim.
So I've seen about 3 of the games this season, and what you have is you have a team. You have contributions from everybody in the team. They have a lot of superstars, but what makes them tick is the way they operate. They operate as a team. They don't have this. They don't depend on individuals that much. So any people contribute. You see, Valverde scored the last game was a wonderful goal. So people are contributing, chipping in goals from the midfield. Was this ex-Chelsea defender also scored? Rudiger also scored the last game. So everybody's chipping in. Back up, yeah. Everybody's scoring. And then they have these 2 Brazilians that have actually improved a lot, Vinicius and Rodrigo. They've improved so much. I remember the first time I watched those guys play, I think 3 seasons back, I was like, wow, who are these guys? So they've come a long way and they've improved a lot. So I think Madrid they're going to do a lot of things this season. I tip them to make it to the finals of the Champions League again this season.
Oh, that's
and then you have Hazard. Hazard is back also. He's been playing very well this season too.
Please don't mention that one.
He's been playing well. He's not Chelsea Hazard level, but he's coming back gradually and he's been putting in a good performance.
But is it to say that the players are really good, or we should give kudos to Ancelotti?
100% kudos to Ancelotti. He has improved a lot of players individually. You look at individually.
I don't think
he has improved a lot of them. See Vinicius, man. He has improved Vinicius, Rodrigo,
Valverde, Feji.
Valverde, God bless you. So you can see the input of the manager in the team. It's very evident. She has done a good job, really.
And even the longevity of that central midfield. You see, I remember how he used to manage his old players in AC Milan.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good point.
He used to have
very good point. I want to say that is like the master of the aged.
He knows how to manage them, and they perform 110%.
And see what he's trying to do now. He's trying to phase those guys out gradually and introduce the young guns, Tchouaméni and Camavinga, gradually. They're not there yet, both of them, but give them a couple of seasons more. Those guys are going to dominate too. Yeah,
I think Camavinga is a special player. He's a special
player. He's a special talent.
Very special, very good player. Fantastic. And it was just 20-something million. That's impressive. Like, I don't know how Madrid did.
Good business.
I think the PSG wanted to get him from Rennes then, and they kept slacking on the deal. So I think his contract was up in the summer.
Yeah, he had a season. He had 1 year left.
He had 1 year left in his contract, and he declined. He was 16 years or 17 years there. 17 and declined extending, and that was how Madrid just snapped him up. In fact, nobody was like a low-key thing. Nobody really even knew. It was PSG. Next thing, the guy had signed for Real Madrid. But yeah,
at this PSG, they tried to improve their midfield this season.
Of course, and they didn't get they replaced names with hard-working players.
But they are struggling. Honestly, they're struggling. PSG.
Yes,
I saw their last game against Brest.
The last game that they drew, but before the last game,
no, they won the last game.
They're not inconsistent. They're very inconsistent, right? You expect a consistent level of performance from such a team.
So far this season, I think they've been impressive. At this competitive season,
I've seen a couple of their games this season, and I wasn't impressed. It's been disjointed performances, individual brilliance coming into the play. When you have Neymar, you have Mbappe, you have Messi, people are going to happen.
The last game, there was Messi brilliance, that assist.
It's just individual brilliance. The last game against Brest, I was like, I couldn't. The team was so disjointed. There was no cohesion. It was just. Oh, sorry, but I was like, man, if I'm seeing world-class players on this pitch, about 8 out of the 11 players there, I could term them as world-class players, but still they're not able to have this team performance. They're not able to play together as a team.
Football is a team football.
PSG has this if you reminisce the Galacticos side, the original Galacticos.
Madrid,
yeah. They won just one trophy in about 5 years or so. So it's kind of like that. It's just someone when you buy these particular players, and then in a way they have to play, regardless of it doesn't give the manager that freedom of deciding what he does with his piece. You get? So he has to.
He just throws them in the deep end.
Exactly. So he has to just select. And he plays his game based on a few players, other than his own ideology or what he wants to do.
And I think Mbappe needs to calm down a little bit. I don't know if I'm sounding off, but
no, you're correct.
A couple of the games that you said they performed poorly, it's not good to blame somebody, but Mbappe has had chances to make the difference. Remember the match against Juve, where Mbappe was already on 2 goals. He was the guy that was giving him the goals. It wasn't like he was a defender that he would miss the chance. It was Neymar that was just waiting for a tapping, and he's there to shoot, which was harder. And it was not the first, second, or third time he would do it this season. I think it's the fact that he feels he's bigger than the club, anyways.
Exactly. He feels he's the biggest talent in the team.
That's what's driving. If the president of your country tells you not to go because you know how important you are. So maybe there's no way to get to your head, no matter how good or no matter how humble you want to be. So probably that's what's getting into.
And then there was this rumor or suggestions that he has something to do with the sack of Pochettino. I expressly asked them to let him go. It's a rumor. I can't confirm it, yes, but I heard it from multiple sources. It was one, he He has them to let him go that. So he has that ego. If you see him, if you watch him play, he has this entitlement. I don't know. He feels that okay, everybody should play around me. Once you have the ball, get it to me. And all of that. It affects the team spirit. Honestly, I've seen a couple of their games and I wasn't impressed really.
Yeah, that's the problem. Assuming he was the only person there, like the only big star there, might not be a problem. Might not be a problem. Assuming he was the only big star there and there was no Messi, there was no Neymar. I think the fact that Neymar and Messi are there, they cannot be more than one king. You get one person has to be one giving the others, and everybody's following it. Remember there are three people that want to give others. Then that one will start having these problems. You get, because this thing that we're talking about, guys have done it in our clubs in the past. You get, like Henry did at Arsenal. If you don't pass Henry in Arsenal, you are gone for. But everybody was fine with it because it was the only person. It was the only person and he was delivering. Same to Ronaldo at Man U, even at Madrid. You get,
could that be the reason why?
You get, but now
that be the reason why Neymar was offered to some clubs towards the end of the transfer window. It might just be.
I think those were rumors. I don't think yes.
I think those were rumors. You just can't allow the guy to leave. I think even the game I watched this weekend, he was one of the brightest sparks in the team. He even scored the only goal.
No,
he was one trying to make things happen. Busting the goal. Yeah, running around. Yeah, I was impressed. Yeah, he put a good performance too. But the team
Neymar's been fantastic this year. I think at least according to the stats, he's been the best.
He can't ship a player like that.
Even beyond stats, he's been. When you watch the games, you see him. You see the Neymar of Santos, early Barca, when he really enjoyed playing football. I think maybe having to play with Messi also is something that he enjoys doing because of the closeness. I'm not, maybe, but it's different. Or maybe the thought of the World Cup. This will be his last shot at performing the World Cup. He wants himself to be sharp. We all know he has the talent, but he's also someone that can easily get motivated. Someone that if he doesn't want to play, next thing he's already injured, and you see him in party on Friday night. I mean, that is Neymar. So I think maybe the trigger of this World Cup being his last shot at glory is another factor pushing him, and the fact that he has a very good understanding with Messi. That also helps. So I'm happy for Ney. I just hope PSG does, they don't regret keeping Mbappe for this year.
And correct me if I'm wrong. He's the highest paid player in that team, right?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, in the world, of course.
I think Mbappe is that. No, Mbappe is it? When Mbappe is 1 million.
Oh,
and Neymar is 100. Neymar is 100 now. Mbappe is like 1 million. So, but do you guys think that I think if Chelsea had employed a Chelsea type transfer strategy where they brought in only players that were on the up, like that time when Chelsea was coming, they were just buying guys that were on their way to the top, or maybe high quality players that were not playing like Makalele, Veron, and other clubs, Makalele, Veron, or they were buying the ones that were very young, the upcoming guys like
Robben, DJ Drogba,
those guys. No, I think that strategy and that's thing that Messi does. I think that strategy suits things that have money better. But then when you start checking your eye, Neymar, you want Messi, it's bound to.
Seriously, they don't have that time. They're gunning for glory. They don't have that time. They're gunning for glory.
And yeah,
you can buy some players without the time now. Look at Man City bought those kind of players. Man City bought Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne.
Man City they had the base already. So you can add a couple of those such players.
Even for then, when you were buying Aguero, David Silva, Tevez, those kind of players, it wasn't the superstar players were buying. They were buying stuff that they are very good.
And recall, it took them years before they were able to win the league, right?
Yeah, like 2 years. No, but this is French league, first of all. In French league, you won't need 3 years to win the league. It was French league. And then yes, if that's the truth, you win in 3 years in the league. And then the second point is that even in the League, you might not take it that long because you have the chance of resting in your league because you win the league by March. And that's when
I I think that's what I think that's what they're trying to do now. If you look at their signings this season, they signed
so
Ekitike, what was his name, Vitinha. These are young players that are trying to bring
they
into
got
the
the guy
team
from
fresh.
Leipzig as well. What's his name? The fullback, Mukiele.
Yeah, Mukiele.
Mukiele,
yeah. So they're trying to, I think, to inject this players in the team.
And Chelsea is trying to steal their director of football as Chelsea does, stealing people. The director of football is the guy the Ocampos guy. I think he's a friend of Jose Mourinho. He's from what I heard, he's the one that got Mbappe to Monaco. He was the one that got he was working in Lille. He was one that got Osimhen to Lille. So sounds like he's a guy that knows how to get these, very fantastic young players that other people are not looking at. So I think that's one of the reasons why Chelsea wants to actually get him to work with their new coach. I haven't said that he's only joined
PSG.
Sorry,
he's only also employed last summer. Sorry? Because they sacked this summer now they sacked Leonardo and they sacked Leonardo and this guy at the same time and they play the campus. So will he leave all of a sudden?
It's not a choice of will he leave all of a sudden. Chelsea wants him. They might not get him, but they are interested in getting. They've already talked about it. They also talked to this Edwards guy. See Liverpool now. As soon as Edwards left, we went to go and buy Darwin. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, getting the right guys at the top would help a club pick the kind of players you talked about. They don't rush for stars. They look at the future. They look at players like, imagine seeing a player like Osimhen. And Osimhen wasn't playing in a very fantastic club. I think he was playing somewhere in Belgium, one very dead club in Belgium.
Lille. Before he went to Lille, or where? Before he went to Lille?
Yeah, before he went to Lille. And that was the guy that brought Genk. No, was it Genk?
It wasn't Genk.
It was Europe.
I think it was Charleroi, right? If I'm not mistaken.
It was a dead club, something Royal also. I can't remember.
I know it was in Belgium.
I think it was Charleroi.
Royal
Antwerp. Okay.
Is it that him and Taiwo Awoniyi have both gone to the same different clubs in Belgium? So they keep. But what I'm trying to say is that the Ocampos guy is really good at boarding very, very good young players. So I think PSG is benefiting from that. Now they've sold most of they've started selling most of the very old guys that are collecting money. Herrera has been sent back to where he came from in Spain. This other guy has gone to Juventus.
Ghana has gone to Everton.
Ghana has gone. So you see, the next person to go is this Pereira guy. Once Pereira goes, the midfield will be filled with different young, vibrant people.
And they also signed Fabian Ruiz also. Let's not forget. A fantastic footballer. So they did a very good business, smart business.
Very smart, yeah. Very I think it will continue. It will continue, and in January they'll keep kicking. The funny thing is that PSG has an amazing youth squad or academy.
Exactly.
French footballers are amazing, talented, but PSG specifically, Nkunku, Moussa Diaby, these guys.
They have a wonderful academy, but then they don't have the time to blood them in, allow them to blossom. Yeah, so because when you have oil money, you have to win trophies, and you don't have time to let anybody. You don't do that. You don't do that here. No, we don't do that. So you have to go out and sign the players that can deliver, and we don't have time for that. So they can go out there and and then come back later.
Okay, guys. Sorry, no comments. Please drop the comments, guys. So, do you guys think that PSG's transfer has been good? What we're talking about? IK said, PSG is an annoying team. I watched their last match. It could have easily ended 5-0. I think it's going in the same line as you, Slim, when you said against Brest, but ended 1-0 due to unseriousness in front of goal. Guys, let's move on now to the Serie. There was drama in the Serie. Andy, you were talking about it before the show started. The drama in Serie. How did you find it, Andy? That last minute drama in Juventus versus Salatina.
Well, I think it was unfair on Juventus, and then and then it's still buttress our point earlier about VAR and making VAR with their inconsistent decisions. VAR is there to be able to correct these things and then put it out there how it is. I watched that game live and then I felt bad for even the guy that even scored and then got a red card. Juventus, they were furious. Allegri was furious. In fact, it even caused problem, among the two sides. And then it goes to still, say what we have been talking about.
So Andy, apparently, let's make the audience understand. Apparently,
so what happened is it was 2-2. So Salernitana were leading 2-0, and then they came back 2-2. So they got a corner kick. Yeah. So I think there was 4 minutes at the time. So Juventus got a corner kick, put the corner in, and then they scored. So immediately they scored, the ref blew for goal, and then asked Salernitana to kick off. So Salernitana kicked off. Few seconds when they kicked off, he now made the sign that he needed to go and look at the VAR again, and then he went back there to look at the VAR, and then he came back and then he reversed the decision, and then he got everybody in the whole stadium, everybody walked up.
So that
was a funny decision.
Was he offside?
So this marginal offside. So when the corner kick was played in, I think there was a header. I think it was Bonucci. So the other minute was there. He tried to. Well, yeah, of course, the offside. It's offside. Offside.
If not offside, offside is offside.
Why didn't they just bring it out? Yeah.
No, Andy. For me, if the right decision was gotten to, I don't have a problem. If you got the right decision, there's no problem for me. Because what we're looking for in football is right decisions. That's why we brought VAR in the first place. Right decision. So if you now give Juventus a win, but that was in the last minute. If you give them a win, they did not have, and the VAR is going to be someone. So the person just called the game back.
No, but my point is, why didn't they look at this before asking the referee to kick off, to restart the game?
Yeah,
that's my point.
I think they
probably were looking at it.
Yeah, but they're looking at it now. It's easier to just communicate to the ref and say, look, we're having a look.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I'm sure it's not.
The fair hard done.
This is just like the. In a way, it's like the Aston Villa offside, the Coutinho offside. That was not offside. That the blue.
No, we can make a case for that one. We can make a case for that one.
No, you don't. You can't make a case. It's the same thing. I'm telling you why it's the same thing. First of all, when the goal is scored, they're supposed to pause the game until all erroneous has been cleared. Yes, he started the game, but he did not wait. He started the game probably before they told him that or maybe they told him that there was no issue and he found the issue. So one of the two things happened, or he did not wait. And the same thing with the Coutinho. Coutinho, the referee was supposed to, when there's an offside, you wait until the ball has gone out or the attack has ended. That particular attack before you now call it back and say to check. You get, in a way, they are the same decisions. The referee did not just wait enough time for things to happen to.
Yeah. No, the one you're talking about is the one Coutinho scored Man City against Ederson, yeah?
Yes, and when it was not offside, and they said it was offside. And then they didn't wait for him to shoot first. The rule says you wait for the player to shoot first or to attack. And Slim, I don't know what I'm saying. So to allow the attack to end before you blow for the offside. You get?
Yeah,
or maybe the attack should. Exactly. That was about the referee did not wait. So it's the same thing this one. The referee did not wait for them to tell him that it has been cleared, though there's no issue. Before you can restart the game. You get what I'm saying?
So I'm sure when that goal was scored, the guys at the VAR were checking for any infraction or whatever offside. So the referee should have actually waited for like maybe 30 seconds, a minute to hear from them before kicking off. So that's what comes with VAR really, but it could have been better managed, the way I say it.
Yeah. Yeah, and the VAR problem is happening everywhere. Of course, we talked about England zone on the last show, but because of IK's comment, maybe we can talk about them over again a bit. What do you guys think about FA instructing referees to say why they made a controversial decision, especially when it related to VR? Okay, I think what he's saying here is that what do we think about FAs coming out to the public to talk about controversial decisions that they made during the match? Slim.
Yeah, so I think what they've asked them to be doing is you have to give justification for your controversial decisions. So
I'm sorry, you have to give what? I didn't get that. Sorry.
Justifications.
Okay, justification.
So you have to justify. You have to justify. Yes. So you have to justify why that. So you have to tell the teams why that decision was made. So it's no longer about it's no longer more or less subjective. So you have to have a justification for it. So it's no longer subjective like we were discussing before. Or I felt his hand was on his shoulder. Or I felt no. So you have to now justify the controversial decisions made using VAR going forward.
Going forward, like so, it's starting now in England or next season or what?
In the EPL now.
I didn't see anything like that.
In the EPL.
So I don't understand. They'll come and say why they'll write a letter or something.
No, not letter. When you make a VAR decision and then you have the two, what are they called? The two managers. So you can now justify it. You can now tell them, okay, this is why we made this decision.
Okay, you tell the manager what happened.
Yes, officially. It's no longer subjective. Yes, it's no longer subjective. And then after the match, people can reach out and say, okay, why was this made? And they can make it public and say, these are the reasons why we made this decision.
So the manager can know what the referee told them.
So anybody can, even the referee can, so anybody can have access to the decision making. It's no longer subjective. Oh, I felt there's a hand on the shoulder, or I felt this way. So it's now clearly justifiable why such decisions were taken.
Okay, they will clearly state it that this is why I'm giving this decision.
This is why this.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, see, you can't take hand here. He's touching him more. That's why I gave him the red card. But it doesn't. To me, that doesn't stop them making wrong decisions because you can justify everything. Yes, because that's we talk about Bowen. I can justify it. I can tell you that he touched him because many transfers have justified it. So if transfers can justify it,
and the good thing is now they hit them now. The referee that had officiated the Newcastle game.
That decision cannot be justified.
Yeah, so he was taken out. He was taken out of supposedly next week.
That's like the worst. That's the worst source is being started.
So I'm sure he wasn't able to justify that decision. It was just more or less subjective.
He must have collected bribe. Sorry, I'm sorry to say that. Who was it there? I can't remember the person. Is it? Can't remember the person. He's an experienced ref. He's not one of the new guys. I made that decision. An experienced ref. Okay, guys, let's move forward to the Champions League weekend. There's a big game this weekend. Tomorrow. Bayern Munich. Barcelona. Is it? Barca, right?
Should be. Yep.
Yeah.
And is right? I think I saw it earlier.
Bayern Munich.
Same group. Yep.
So tomorrow.
The return of Lewandowski.
I think.
Why are you excited, Andy? Why are you excited?
Bayern is at home.
Playing on Thursday. Why are you excited?
So Lewy is going home effectively. So before we go, let us read this last one for Yaki. The difference is that they will be open to criticism if they come out in the open and people can hold them on their words. Okay, thank you for that, IK. They are still open to criticism now. We criticize them now anyway, but we don't know. That could be different. I don't know. If it happens, we'll see how it pans out. So, Andy, Bayern have been very, very poor of recent. Very, very poor, at least for their standard that we know. Although I think they're still unbeaten in the league. Have they lost?
3 draws. No, 3 draws.
They've drawn a lot of matches, but they're still unbeaten.
3 draws.
3 draws out of 5 games, 3 draws and 2 wins. So it's not Bayern like.
Foley is upset.
So call Liverpool.
Because of money.
You guys don't know that. You guys don't know how football fans are our life. See Foley start. Those are the start since. That's why they start. Those are the start since now. Have no win. Okay. So Foley. your guy is returning. Lewandowski is returning to his one was tied to on our first topic. I think you were raving about Lewandowski. I think so. I know you're someone that you think the fantastic player. He's been on form. He's been on form and going home.
I mean, he's not just being on form. If we say he's on form, that means he's been on form for the past like 7 years.
You know they lose form.
Because he doesn't lose for thank you. That's when you have a player who's got 30 goals a season, steady. Do you understand? He's not lost form.
Yeah, bro.
He's in the category of them,
Rashford is on form.
He's in the category of them R9 and co. When you're talking about elite, not Rashford level.
Rashford is on form. Lewandowski is not on form. He's a class actor. He's not on form. That's different.
I mean, when it comes to Lewy, Bayern cannot deny that they are missing him. I mean, these are the matches they've drawn. Those are the matches that Lewandowski will come and score the winner, and they'll win maybe 2-1. They'll win 4-3, or Lewandowski will be the one to equalize and Muller will score the winner. Like we've said, 35 goals.
Yeah, I agree with you.
40 goals.
I think it's very difficult.
Yeah, has left them.
Sorry.
They got a very fantastic player in Mane. They got an awesome player in Mane, but Mane cannot give you 30 goals this season. I'm not talking about 35. He can't give you 28 goals this season. The max you can get from Mane is probably 25. And he's not going to be on penalty duties, so that also stops. So, having said all this, I think the winner of everything is Barca with getting a premium striker at that price. Going back home, looking at Bayern centre halves, I think Lewandowski is going to chew them raw. He's going to have a field day. You saw the goals he scored. Well, Victoria Pausen, easy. He scored 2 sweet R2s from outside the team, and the only thing that might give him a challenge is the goalkeeper for Bayern Munich, Neuer, which we know that on his day is very hard to score. Barca started to gel, so I think I'm expecting them to win. They've started to gel very well. Even Inter, that Bayern won, they had to dig very, very deep. Digging very deep to score 2 very beautiful goals. It will be a very interesting game. Barca doesn't have a very good defense.
But do you think for okay, let me ask Andy this one. Andy, do you think for Andy, I'm asking you, so unmute yourself. Do you think for your league, for the German league, it could be a case of since you are sitting deep against them and blocking the spaces and just looking for them and trying to hit them on the counter, not trying to play football as some coaches like to call it, trying to play olden day football, football from the dark ages, from the ice ages. So you could in that case, and then they're finding to score goal because they don't have that target in front of goal that was there before in Lewandowski. Because when teams play like that against you, you need someone that can score half chances, that can stretch his leg from nowhere, the ball from nowhere, and that kind of striker. And maybe they'll find it easier against Barcelona won't play like that. Barcelona will want to attack and play football as well.
I agree with you guys. Bayern, they've not been firing on all cylinders this season, but it's Bayern we're talking about here. And then if you look at their last match, they were being conscious about Champions League match. So I think they brought on Sané and Mane towards the dying ending of the game here because they were trying to, prepare them for the Champions League. So I can as well make an excuse for them. Probably that's why the game was a little bit tight for them. But come on, it's football. Bayern is playing at home against Barcelona. I can tell you guys that the Bayern you saw on Saturday is a different Bayern you see on tomorrow. And Champions League comes with a different spirit, and then the teams you play against, it comes with a different spirit. So I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, Bayern will edge that game.
Bayern to win.
Bayern will win that game.
What's your take on that? Well, and is only the prediction show, so you better not believe him.
I think it's going to be an open game, but the fact that Barca they're coming with Lewandowski. If you saw the game against Cadiz this weekend, last weekend, they were struggling until he came on in the second half
Yeah.
and he got a goal assisted too. So we're talking about a
Also,
monster here.
Bayern rested Lewandowski too.
Barca, yeah, he was rested.
Yeah, was rested.
Well, that
They started with
means
He was rested, and when it became
He was rested
difficult,
already.
he came on. He scored one, assisted two. So we're talking about someone. He's not on form. That's not it. He's not on form. He's a class act. So Rashford is on form. That's the difference. So Liverpool is on form. So he's who he is. I mean, that's we're talking about from Dortmund to Bayern to Barca. All he does is to score goals. So
No, he's a marvelous player.
they have that. They have that
almost
edge.
11 years.
So I'll give it to Barca tomorrow. They have the edge.
Barca tomorrow.
Yes.
Call Lewandowski. Wow.
Let's see.
Follow went Barca, Andy went Bayern. I don't
So
know.
who do you go with, you know?
I'm finding it hard. I'll go with draw. I'll go with draw. 2-2. My name and Lewandowski will score 2-2. So let's do that.
Osai Chooks said the lead is overrated.
The league is overrated.
I plead the fifth.
Lewandowski, my open is tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see about
It's overrated. I think it's just the guy didn't even have time to grow up before this. Everybody just puts. I'm sure it's not more than 22.
It was 19, right?
Yeah, I think about that. Yeah, it should be about 21, 22.
He's captain at 18.
Huh?
He's captain at 18. He's captain of Ajax at 18.
Yeah. Ajax. It was the young was the captain now.
At 18.
What was your question? You asked the question now, Nero.
I said, what other big game do we have on the weekend? I know Liverpool is playing Ajax.
We have Liverpool Ajax.
Ajax to win.
What do you guys market for that game?
Folu, Ajax to win Liverpool.
I have a question. Relax. Did you watch Ajax versus Rangers?
Yes, I did.
Did you see the way the Ajax team were running around the Rangers players? You know that. Wait, I know that there's a difference between that. I know. Relax. That's what you say. That's Rangers. One of the problems for Liverpool is the fact that we don't have pace anymore. Do you understand? And that's what I feel Ajax would be able to use to win. I'm not saying they're going to beat us 4-1. Probably maybe a 1-0 or a 2-1 win and they'll run away. But I see players like Kudus, players like Tadic, they know how to do those nifty small
berries.
Do you understand? And Bergwijn, like you said, they know all those intricate passes that by the time Trent is looking left, right, the ball has already passed. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
What's been wrong with your defense also? That's what I wanted to ask. What's been wrong with your defense? With Trent also.
For Trent, he's never really been the best in defense. I think what clubs should do, of course, I'm not the coach, but what I think he should play 3 at the back, and allow his wing backs to actually attack without being inhibited. Now he's expecting them to attack and defend when they are very good at attacking, but defense wise they are not good. Someone said Liverpool will come Europe and join us for Europe.
That's the Manchester United fan.
Oh, sorry, Chicks. Life is not hard. Life is not hard. If we join you, we are one. Nothing can happen. I'm not going to get aggressive or violent about it. We look like we are heading there, but it's what it is. But I feel that the solution to the rot is playing 3 centre backs, though.
What can you deduce from that Napoli Liverpool match?
Done it. Napoli's match, there's no excuse. The players were just, I don't want to use a bad word, the players were just not interested. I think it gets to a point where when you've tried things and you realize that no matter how hard you work, you don't get any reward. I think that's what I felt for Trent. You can't say Trent is a player who doesn't have passion. You can't say Trent is a player who doesn't have drive. But when you see a player that has a drive and passion, he doesn't want to make runs because what's the use? I felt that was, I might be wrong, but that's what I felt. That what's the use? As at the 3rd minute, mistake, penalty. 5th minute,
Yeah.
mistake, another penalty. Do you understand? So it was just like there's nothing we can do today. It's just going to continue to go against us. And every it's not right. I'm not saying it's right. Every ball.
No, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying your opinion. You are saying that like maybe they've lost, maybe they are maybe those games they've lost has made them lose confidence. Or
yes, loss of confidence and loss of morale generally. Now,
Are they tired of Klopp?
I don't know. Maybe
I think that's an end of this is an end of a dynasty for me. I think this team has peaked. So the thing I think what club is trying to do is just to rejig, try to reshape the team, bring in new players,
even new tactics
and everything. So they've gotten to the peak as a team. So there's nothing.
I was telling for you. The only thing that can make from here, I'm telling you, is going to. I said it earlier in the group. I said Klopp has to resign. He has to resign if things don't get better soon. When Ajax, I said this is Ajax resign. I mean Ajax, but I mean like if things don't get better soon,
there's been a pattern now. There's a pattern every 7 years. So
if he resigns,
he has to resign.
If he resigns, we should get Thomas Frank. Now that everybody's going to pick small coaches with Pangolo team, let's go and pick Thomas Frank and let all of us know that we are dragging 11th and 12th. No.
This not time for us, coach.
He was our youth
club. Andy Baba.
The only person like that, I think it was done. You got to Newcastle. Eddie Howe, that was a good coach. So when it was
yeah, it's good.
I hope you know Steve Cooper was Liverpool's youth coach before he took these guys to the World Cup.
Cooper's been there a long time. Cooper was in Middlesbrough. He's been there a long time. Reading, has been in Reading.
He was the one that took all these guys to win World Cup now. Tammy Abraham, them Foden.
Okay, the under 20 World Cup. Under 20, yeah.
Yeah, it was a coach. So that's why I think there were a lot of Liverpool players even in that squad. Liverpool and Man City players. Anyways, having said that, you guys are, you're right. I'm not going to say Klopp should resign because if he resigns, who will take over?
People should not make that mistake, really. I mean, it's too early to ask him to resign. Don't make that mistake. Unless you want
I'm not for Klopp resigning. I'm for the club to give him money to reshape the club.
Talking about money for how much do you guys spend a lot of money on Darwin?
Yes.
And do you think he fits that
Liverpool
profile, the system of play? I mean, don't you see something off in adaptability to that team?
I think maybe we're scammed. Second time it will happen. And there's something we used to say that we used to say is fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. Fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Now, he got Minamino because he played the way he played against us, first leg and second leg. Darwin last Champions League, Darwin was wicked. Darwin was playing right flank, left flank, centre forward. But the problem was, what Liverpool didn't understand was Darwin was playing in a team where they had a little bit of creativity, but players that allowed him to attack alone. Now we have Salah, we have this guy that plays on the wing, Diaz. He cannot be running, and that's why whenever they play ball to him, he doesn't even know what to do because there are players surrounding him. When he was playing against Liverpool, he was always attacking from one side, attacking from the other side. So hopefully he still has that in him, but I don't think he's a Liverpool style of player. I think I said it last this thing. For me, that money should have gone straight into getting this guy from RB Leipzig. What's his name? Nkunku. For me, or Musa Diaby.
What about Osimhen?
Because it was money we lost, not a central striker. But I also get that
Nkunku would have been fantastic. I'm telling you.
We have been liked for like. However, I think because we all, like you guys have been saying, Bobby has not been like the Bobby. He wanted to have like a focal point. Do you understand? He wanted to have like a 9 that is in the 18 and banging. But if you look at it, remove Haaland. I don't think there is, and Lewandowski. I don't think 9s are still in vogue anymore.
Yeah, target men. Target
You
men are
know,
no
they are
longer.
not in vogue anymore.
Yeah.
Sam Chelsea. Do you understand? So
But I think this guy is good too, Vlahovic.
Vlahovic is
Guy is
good.
decent.
Vlahovic is a
Decent.
It's hard. I think Vlahovic is even a hybrid because he's a left-footed centre forward, which is not the most ideal if you are looking at it, or the most common. Even Mitrovic is not doing badly. But you can't, not like back in the days when you were talking about you have Clivert, you have this, you have that. But anyways,
I'm sorry. In those days, most teams had point men.
Target men. Most teams do not play with target men anymore. Don't play with target men anymore.
Not with target men now. But that point go forward. That this is getting exploded on goal.
Yeah, that's what I mean by target man. If you're someone like Haaland, is a target man.
That is what Man City that's what Man City they've done now.
Yes.
Man City they've done that now.
He wanted a target man, and he got a target man.
Giving them those goals.
I feel that there are so many holes to fill. Now I think January sounds like we are getting Bellingham. So that might help.
In January, for real?
Yeah, they want to like go all out for him. So hopefully it comes. If we get
hopefully he doesn't come.
My problem with
if he doesn't come, they'll wait till
when
they already have a verbal agreement.
When there's a decline.
The guy's a good. I love that.
So when there's a decline in clubs, because obviously Liverpool they've not been doing well this season compared to last season, and what happens is it gets to that point where those average teams in quotes they're not scared to play you again.
100%.
And that's what happened to Man U. I tell you, because it got to a point where everybody comes to Old Trafford where we're happy that we're going to take maximum, maybe 1 point. On a good day, we'll beat Manchester and go. So it starts getting to Liverpool, that point where nobody's scared of Liverpool again.
Nobody goes to play parking the bus.
You know, because I remember that time. I remember that time they said Liverpool they've not lost at their home for how many matches?
3 seasons.
You know, so it's So right now, if they keep having this poor performance week in, week out, then I see teams going there to take that maximum points. So I think Liverpool.
And the tactics is very simple though. To beat Liverpool is not a complicated thing. That's the annoying part. Fulham did it. Palace did it.
Now, wide areas. Just enter wide areas. Enter wide areas.
Enter wide areas because our wing backs have gone forward. When you enter the wide areas, don't square play. Just cut the ball behind. Once you cut the ball behind either what is it called, Van Dijk or whoever is his partner, because they don't have pace, your strikers can do whatever they want to do. In the first or second minute versus Napoli, Osimhen had already had one-on-one. And that was the simple thing they did. They just put the ball in front of Robertson, cut the ball back from Van Dijk.
Gomez was slow. Gomez was very slow on that ball. Slow reaction.
So that is it.
Are they beginning to expose Van Dijk now?
I think we should, how would I use it? Be very considerate. Van Dijk had a career-threatening injury. It's been a while, and I'm not making it an excuse, but if you realize since that injury, he's not been himself. Last season, he was okay, but they still had moments that it was quite shaky. So I would say, yes, he's been found out, but not because he's become a terrible defender, but I think that injury has actually had an impact on
He's still
how
class.
he plays.
He's still a very good player.
Class, but the things that people used to be scared of, nobody is scared again. Now they go to him. Do you understand? Before, people were afraid because he's this big, intimidating guy that anywhere you want to take, he has blocked you. But now, just go in front of him, cuts left, right, Baba is on the floor.
Yeah, but come on.
I think he had he never considered any penalty in how many games, and then he's considered 2 within how many games this season.
I don't like the way we relate things to individually. Liverpool as a team have gone down, so naturally defenders will concede more penalties than they have conceded before. It's a natural thing.
This was exactly where what has been happening with Cristiano Ronaldo and Man U. Anytime Man U loses, everybody starts putting the touch on Cristiano Ronaldo. So I cannot get it why when we are trying to put this touch on 1 or 2 players and then you are making excuses for them. So
no.
This is
no. Van Dijk was there when Liverpool were winning titles. Van Dijk was there. It's a different case. It's a different case. Ronaldo was not there when Man came second. He was not there. That was say. He said he was not there. And Man came second and he was there. So it's a different thing entirely.
No, see, I need to start one place, Nero. Are you saying that, taking your words now, you say we should not be holding players individually? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying when a player comes and then disrupts the momentum of the team, we start holding those players? So I need to stay.
Football is not mathematics. Football is very subjective. Football comes with different scenarios, different things that happen. You get?
Yeah.
The exact same
maybe you not get my question. Do you want me to rephrase the question?
What happened in Man U? You understand?
Let me rephrase the question. Are you saying that in football games we should not be looking at individuals to make it a teamwork? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying.
So what are you saying?
According to the subject. See, what I'm saying is a player that was in the team before last season.
See the problem.
I don't have a formula because there's no formula in football. You cannot have a formula for football because things happen differently at all times. Things don't happen the same. What happened in A and not happen in B? You know what I'm saying? Things don't align together. Number 1 year can have 6 in the other place. So you cannot have a formula. It's not mathematics. So when you want me to say, I should now say formula. I cannot say formula because tomorrow it might change. That's football for you.
Why I'm even saying it is, recently, a lot of people have been making case for Van Dijk. Most one of the best defenders in Premier League. Going ahead of Vidic, Ferdinand, John Terry, the likes of John Terry. So I think this is the reason why a lot of people are now saying, let us even expose this Van Dijk now because he has not just been there. Because for you to be, in quotes, top defender in the Premiership, then you need to do it like
Andy, let me use Maguire and give you an example. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, go on.
Go ahead. Answer 3 comments.
Okay, I wanted to give an example. You see, Harry Maguire made 3 decent centre backs look like Ep12. It's very important that you understand. He made decent players look horrible. The first time we paired him with Martinez, after some people were like, take this guy back to Ajax. Who is this guy? He made the guy look so bad. Yes. So you have to understand in partnerships. I've been watching, I've seen a couple of games in Liverpool, and Joe Gomez was horrible. And he partnered Van Dijk. He was horrible. So you have to put that into consideration also. It's not that he marshals the whole defense alone, does the job for Trent, the same for Joe Gomez, the same for Robinson.
When we're also giving praises, 2 seasons ago, last season ago, yeah. When we're giving praises, we only give praise to Van Dijk. Why is it not?
No, not a lie. We don't only give praise to Van Dijk. We give praise to Salah. We give praise Salah. We praise Salah. We praise Trent.
Andy.
We praise Salah. We praise Trent. We praise Mane. We praise everybody. We praise Fabinho. Why you want to change Tony?
Andy, do you know what? The irony is that you said they put him above Ferdinand, they put him above Van Dijk.
No, they're already comparing him to the likes of. I said they're already comparing him to the likes of.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I hope you know that the Ferdinand you mentioned is the one that rated him. He's one of the people that were rating him. The Ferdinand you are mentioning, as a defender that is better than him, is the one that rated him. At least we've both watched the show on BT Sport where Ferdinand actually put him as top 5 ever. And I'm sure they didn't put a gun on Ferdinand's head when he was doing it.
I agree with you.
And it's all about opinion, Seth. It's all about opinion. Finally.
Well,
No, I disagree. It's not about opinion. He's a class defender. I don't
I'm
like
saying-
Liverpool
I'm
for
not
anything,
saying
but
you like us. Well, what did you do to you?
It's not-
You people are that's the same thing I wonder about Fendi. Why he takes Liverpool's problem to heart.
Okay,
No,
guys,
the thing is,
let me read comments, guys.
I need us to be consistent with that. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on. Yeah, sorry.
I'm remember this comment. Sorry. Injuries are caught up with Vedima and Maguire. Matthew's role in the was under appreciated last season.
That's it.
Olu, it's something that I said many times last season about Matthew.
And Matip actually won a player of the month. I don't think Van Maguire won anything like that. So let's know what we are saying. Let's be true to ourselves. Nobody has ever said Matip. Maybe 2 years ago, people didn't rate Matip, but if it was last season, we rate Matip. One, even the Champions League winning season, Matip was the center defender pairing with Virgil van Dijk. That pairing has
So
been
just to run everything up, predictions, guys, for Liverpool Ajax tomorrow. Folu, what's your prediction?
Ajax 2-1.
Anfield.
Jota to score. Yeah, I'm serious. Jota to score. Jota to score. Thiago is back, but Thiago is like a patient. He will play 2 matches. The next one, he will enjoy a warm up. He will enjoy the Is this I warm up? That one used to be. Thiago is
Slim, I go there. Slim. Liverpool Ajax.
Liverpool.
Anytime.
This is Champions League, right, man. Liverpool.
Who is at home?
Liverpool.
Liverpool win now. If Liverpool are home, they are winning easily.
Okay.
Only is in Rangers. Is it Rangers?
I think
Scottish league like the worst, one of the worst leagues.
I think. Do you guys think without playing matches this weekend for the EPL, do you think it's helped the Premier League clubs to be on top of their game this Champions League and the Europa League?
Do they reschedule all the games or just some games?
Yeah.
No. The one this weekend. There was no games now last weekend.
The weekend, yeah. So do you think it's a plus for the English clubs for this Champions League?
No, Andy, let me even inform you. We are not playing this weekend too. You're aware, right?
Yeah, Liverpool too isn't playing this weekend.
Not all. Like only like about 6 teams are not playing.
Yeah, we're not playing.
Really?
Yeah, we're not playing.
Mine is not playing. Yeah, mine is not playing.
Because there are no police officers enough because of the burial on Monday.
Oh.
So officers
but some games are still going on.
Some games.
Yeah, some games in Midlands, games in the north, not close to London.
What about London? No match in London.
I don't think so.
I don't think London games are going on. I don't know, Sha, but I think there's some games going on or not from London.
No, there are only 2 games
are not going on.
Only 3 games. Manchester United's game, Liverpool versus Chelsea. I can't remember the third one, but you're right, just 3 games. But having said that, the question that Andy asked is very reasonable. I think it's beneficial to teams to rest, especially a team like Liverpool. Now I think Klopp would have had the time to talk tactics, actually sit down and see and how he can improve the team. Because with the games coming thick and fast, they'll rest. By the time you're speaking English, he's not entering the ears of the players because of the fatigue, because of the stress, because they are down, But now they've had time to look at their mistakes. Not just Liverpool, even Chelsea. I'm sure Chelsea's benefited from it very well, with the coach having time to spend. If he was,
new manager and he had time.
I won't say they won't beat us if we played this weekend, okay? But if they played last week and played this week, and they still had Champions League, it would have been hard for the guy to implement. He would have just been throwing. He would just be throwing. I hope it sticks. But now it's had at least 1 week and some days to implement. At least he will know his players. At least he will have had nothing less than 3 or 4 sessions with them. He will know the ones that are serious. Apart from Cucurella, I'm not sure he knows a lot of these Chelsea's guys. Now he will know if Pulisic deserves to be sitting on the bench as usual or he should be starting. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's all about the angle you look at it from. For some teams like Brentford, they are on the ascendancy. They want to play again. Bring the next person that we are going to beat. Do you understand? So for me, I think for teams like Chelsea and Liverpool, absolute, we are sorry about the passage of the Queen. It's not a good thing to look at the best side when someone else's life is lost. But I think clubs like Liverpool and Chelsea absolutely benefited from it.
All right. But people are saying, let me not talk about that anyway. This football. So yeah, Arsenal's not playing on Thursday as well because of that same policy issue. We're playing on Thursday, our Europa League game. And yeah, I'm going to go 2 weeks without watching Arsenal play, and there's international break coming up again. Crazy.
No, I think they're playing.
No,
I think
Arsenal is playing.
comment. Arsenal is playing
So
Brentford.
we're not playing on Thursday. We're not playing Europa League on Thursday. We're supposed to play against PSG.
So you are not happy because you won't see Vieira and Marquinhos. Marquinhos.
But you're playing this week. Arsenal is playing this weekend.
Yeah.
Arsenal is playing this
Give
weekend.
Vieira 2 seasons. I'm not okay with that. Give Vieira 2 seasons. You go, I said, not Vieira, Marquinhos. Give her 2 seasons. Go see Bola. That guy they play. Oh no, I'm not for you guys.
The way Arsenal fans are excited there.
We lost to you, but Ojoro means. I'm not that Ojoro means. Or no, my one because we're at home, so they deserve to win the game.
Don't worry. It's good to be excited. Don't worry, Jerry. I like
Deserve
it.
to win the game. Next season, okay, so I guess that's Oh, is that what we talk about, Andy? Yes, let's talk about the World Cup. I don't want to talk about
pre-World Cup. We've not talked about Chelsea kicking out their
because you said something earlier. Something earlier. Sorry,
the sacking, the art of sacking. Chelsea, being a Chelsea coach is just like going to war. You can die. You can die on the battlefield. So it's like it's a very.
Something to talk about. Sorry, you're right, Fulu. This guy Potter. I was having a conversation with some friends the other day, and they were like, they don't see Potter doing well at Chelsea. I have exceptions because I said he's probably the best football coach in the league, football manager in the league. I've said that to you guys in the group. So I don't think it's not going to do well. But Fulu, what do you think? Let me ask Slim. Steve, what do you think about Potter and Chelsea?
When we talk about doing well as a Chelsea manager, you ask yourself, what is even doing well? We've had managers that win trophies for them and get sacked within the next week or next month. So you start asking, what do you mean by doing well? So this is Chelsea we're talking about. He can
Chelsea,
do all...
avoiding the sack means for Chelsea, avoiding the sack means the team is always doing well.
Is he going to win the league this season? No, he's not going to win the league.
No, win the league. What we say you win league?
Will he improve the team?
So
my prediction is that he won't remain Chelsea's manager after next season. He might survive the season, but next season I don't see him. That's the truth. They are glory hunting. That's what they're doing. So I don't see him surviving after next season. So
I think the owners of Chelsea have no idea about football. I'm sorry. He sacking to. I think the first question should be: was sacking TT the right thing? And after doing that, was getting Graham Potter because it sounds like they actually had it in the pipeline. Let's be honest, because you don't sack a coach today and the next day you bring in another coach without having thought about it. Because getting a coach on board, getting his club to let him go, knowing the amount to pay is not a one-day issue. It's probably something that they've even been talking about behind.
It's been on for weeks.
Yeah, it's something they've been talking about behind Titi's back. Having said that, I love Potter. I remember when his club played Arsenal in the Champions League. I think they beat Arsenal or Arsenal beat them. I can't remember. It was under Wenger, so I should think Arsenal beat them. But he played very fine football. He was playing with a very dead team. One was then something from Norway or from somewhere, and they played fantastic football. And I think I was saying it in the group then that this guy is really good. And when he came to, I think before going to Brighton, he was in another club, Swansea or something. I'm not sure. When he came to England, I was like, this guy is going to do well. I'm happy for him. It's always good to see a coach that is not the elite. Do you understand? But making it to the top. I hope he at least survives to the end of next season, like you said, and probably wins something. Maybe FA Cup or Carling Cup or something to make his career. But Chelsea is a club that, like I said, it's like the military. You get fired. There's no way. There's no way. They've sacked.
It's something that must happen.
It's sacrosanct.
Honestly,
So
I didn't want to
for
leave
me-
Brighton because one of my favorite managers. I didn't want to leave Brighton. Not that I didn't want to be successful. Of course, he can't refuse Chelsea, but it's a big job for
But
him.
I think I wish he probably
I
went
didn't want
to a
to.
club
I didn't want to
like
be witching him.
Yeah, there are coaches you
You-
like. You just
do,
like.
do you think it's a big job for him in Chelsea?
Of course,
Of course, it's a big job for him. He's never been
It's
a
a
club
big
Chelsea
job.
before.
Who says no to Chelsea, man? Come on.
Cool.
I
So
think he should have gone to a club like maybe Newcastle or Spurs.
You cannot say Folu. You can say you could have gone to, but you cannot say no to Chelsea. You can't. If they're inviting and just for you, you have to take the job.
See, I agree 100%. And like I said, we all like all these Cinderella stories. But if it was like stepwise thing, it's not as if you apply. It's like you're looking for a job in Costco's or you're looking for a job in Mr. Biggs that you go and drop your CV. Coaching isn't like that. Or maybe it's national team that you do all those ones.
yeah,
And
I feel it's someone going from JSS1 to SS2.
SS2 or GSS1 to Masters. That's the difference.
What we say about Zidane or Pep?
Sorry.
What we say about Zidane or Pep?
I think there's
Oh,
something to do is one, these guys were exceptional players for the said club. Two, they did their whatever coaching badges while in the club. Three, they coached the youth team. You said Zidane. The two coaches you said were Pep and Zidane.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I'm not saying about other coaches, but these two that you mentioned, they did their coaching.
They were in the system and the clubs already.
They were in the system. Know the identity of the club. They know. So there is no player that Zidane will talk to and will say yes, sir. Even Cristiano Ronaldo, because of who he is. There is no player. Pep was really fantastic when he was in Barca. I think he won the Champions League with Ronald Koeman set or something. So do you understand what I mean? So it's not like we are talking about but who is Potter? Where is he from? The good thing is that Chelsea does not even have superstars that can be braggadocious. Of course, they've won Champions League, but most of them are young guys that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's not, there are no Neymar's there, there are no Mbappe's there. He can talk to them adult to adult. But I still feel that he has to build his own reputation there. He has to make them respect him. So I love him. Looks like
I actually saw something that caught my eyes. So, this Titi sacking, I think initially, I'm not too sure about this. I'm not 100% sure about this information, but from what I heard, it looked as if they wanted to get Cristiano Ronaldo, but Titi said no. And they were trying to do that from a financial point of view. So I think that was where, the whole problem started with Titi. And then eventually transfer market ended, and then it now came with bad results. They now said, you know what, that's it for you. Because to me, there's really no justification to, sacking this guy. I mean, the season is just starting, anything can still happen. Do we just sack Eric Ten Hag because he lost the first 2 games? So for me, I think there was something that happened behind the scenes, that just, they were just fed up and said, this is time for you to go. Because he didn't want Ronaldo in. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure about this information, but these were the things,
I don't think that would, even if that was the case, that might not be the only thing. But I don't think that. I mean, personally, I don't think that would be the case. Because you're the owner of the club. Why would you can overrule your manager? So if you did not play a player because of the manager, it's partly your fault because you can overrule him. You get?
Yeah. So I lean towards Folu's theory more. Because because it's very obvious. I read an article also about this, that most of the signings that they made were actually Potter's recommendation, that they've been in talks with him for a long time, even the beginning of the season. They've been in talks with Potter for a long time. They've been talking with him that Cucurella, Fofana were actually his recommendations. So he knew he was coming to Chelsea. They were just looking for an opportunity to send Titi out. And unfortunately, it was the name of the club that beat them. It wasn't him again. Zagreb gave them the perfect opportunity and they kicked him out. So that's why the whole discussion, contract negotiation took about 3 days or 2 days. You know, and the guy. So it has been. So it's been in talks for a long time. You know. So.
Okay. Sorry.
Weird stuff. Well, that's Chelsea for you. When Chelsea comes, you can't say no. But you know that in 2 years, max. Oh, Nonso said that Potter refused Spurs last season because he wanted a top 4 club. Interesting.
Some people
last season, why they had Conte?
No, supposed to get
I think before Conte came.
Conte was there like all through last season now, so
no, he wasn't there all through last season. He came half of last season. He was
I thought it's actually yes now. That
yes.
In November, I think in November now. Conte.
Yeah, I think he was there like not like half season now. He played more than half a season.
Conte came like a month after or so after Ragnick. No, sorry, before Ragnick.
Conte came in before Ragnick.
He was there. He was in Spurs before Ragnick.
That's what I'm saying. So he didn't like spend too long.
But he didn't start the season with Spurs. So
no, he didn't. Yeah, so probably it might be true. Don't know. We're not there, but.
And he considered we didn't get him. We didn't get him too.
That was not less. Sorry, I was also you talked about earlier, and I've seen so many places about the Brazilians. Martinelli is on form, Vinicius Junior is on form, Anthony is on form, Neymar is on form, Rodrigo is on form,
Jesus.
Which one again there?
Jesus.
No, well, I look at the wingers now. Look at our mad form.
Rafinha is on form.
Rafinha is on form. Yeah. So they have Rafinha there. So they have a mad, fantastic attack going to the World Cup. Yeah, I've also mentioned France now. France have the defenders. Saliba is on form. Upamecano is there. Conte is on form.
All the people you just said, none of them is going to the World Cup. The first 3 you mentioned is not.
No, that's even it's part of the advantage. It's part of the advantage now. That's if Conte is not going to the World Cup, if Conte, Saliba are not going to the World Cup, that means they have a fantastic team. But I think Saliba will go. All those goals, because Saliba might not play. But
should we? Okay, I don't bet, but what I can tell you is that Saliba is not going anywhere. Saliba is not going. Mukwele is not going. All these names that
Upamecano will go.
Upamecano is shit. He's not going nowhere. Except by bias, he's not going anywhere.
So okay, so mention your eight French defenders at the goal. I'll be at the World Cup.
I'll mention 8 French defenders.
Mention your center backs.
I know Varane is going, and I know the first 2 that are starting, Varane and Kimpembe.
Yeah, Kimpembe is going. You know, Saliba is going. If you watched his game last season at Marseille, he was fantastic. I think when that was when he got his recall back to the French team.
See, he got his recall. Even what's now this Liverpool guy to go recall because they have so many.
So mention your first center backs.
I can't mention 8 to be honest. I can't.
I think he will be there if he continues this way. If he continues performing,
let's say if he continues this way, he's going to be there. If he continues this way, now. All those times that he went, they've just been trying centre back. Even Konate went. And me and you know Konate is not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
France said they just get all those kind of players.
So let's not.
Even this guy not go World Cup. What's his name? This Newcastle boy. Man, not go to the World Cup.
Who? Maxima.
Say Maxim. Yes.
Where is he going?
He's not going. He's not Mike. He's not going anywhere.
Where is he going to?
I think he's not going now. He's not going to.
Where is he going?
People like Gabi. Even what is his name? I shouting about. I say he wants to buy Polu. What is his name? I say he wants to buy. What is his name?
He's going.
Nkunku is going.
Nkunku is going.
Nkunku is going. 100%.
Nkunku is going. Are you sure?
100%. Okay. There is no. Come on. He was the Bundesliga player of the season last year, right?
So yeah, he was.
Just
You don't Frank. That's the craze. This season in 2008,
the person that might not go is Martial.
This man is only playing 30 minutes per match because they don't want to pay money.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to replace Griezmann because another thing, the reason why I'm saying that these guys are not going is not because I don't rate them, but it's because I know this French guy. This French coach, he no trust is based on who he, people that he trusts. He doesn't. If a person can play a striker that has not scored goals in almost 2 years,
I agree.
You
still see Rabiot, Coleman, all of them making the team. You have a point. Yeah.
So I'm not saying I
he trusts his players. He has his players that he trusts.
If it was another team you were talking about, I would be like, of course, Saliba must start. Saliba will go. But Dominic, what's his name? Not Dominic, whatever their coach's name is. This guy that won Ballon d'Or. What's his name?
Deschamps.
Deschamps, sorry. Deschamps, no, Deschamps is very...
Ballon d'Or. Who did you Ballon d'Or?
No, it was not Deschamps I was thinking about. I was thinking about Platini, sorry. That's why I said Ballon d'Or. Sorry, Deschamps, Deschamps, sorry. Deschamps is very old school. He goes with people that are loyal to him, people that he trusts. If it's not based on power, and that's why even if Varane is not playing for Man U, Varane is going to go to that World Cup and he's probably going to start.
But do you think it's a good idea?
Giroud, he loves Giroud.
That's a normal thing.
Giroud just going now.
Giroud is going.
Yeah, Giroud is going.
Guys, we have to go. Guys, we have to go. Well, thank you for input, guys. We've gone so long on the show today. And
thank you. Thank you, Nonso.
Yeah, thank you, Nonso, for your comments. Thank you,
as always,
all the guys aside to IK. Thank you very much, everybody. Andy Baba, thank you very much. And
thanks, guys.
Any last word for the show?
You don't know, how much you miss football. This weekend was pretty boring. Thankfully, football is back. Yeah, thankfully, football is back. And wishing you guys a wonderful rest of the week. See you guys again on Friday.
Okay, sorry, I'm not going to ask you guys to say your last word. Follow us up to everybody on our behalf. So bye, everybody. Have a lovely night.
Okay.
Yeah, Liverpool fans, take care.
Andy, why you hate me like this? Wait till I do you. You be like say